This edition of My Thoughts Monday is brought to you by Valve Performance, the team behind the Nordboard, Force Decks, the Groin Bar, and Human Track. Guys, the most important ability for all of our athletes is availability, and that's the absolute goal of Valve Performance, is to provide solutions to performance professionals so that we can get the right information to make the right decision at the right time for the betterment of the athletes that we get to work with. To do this, guys, they have a wide range of validated products that focus on usability, and having being founded by the School of Exercise and Nutrition Sciences at the Queensland University of Technology, they're extremely evidence-based and they're beyond transparent. I can tell you that our time using the Nordboard and being involved with Force Decks, we have been introduced to so many amazing people that have truly helped us become better coaches, have a better understanding, not just of the technology, but also what we're doing with our athletes. So make sure you hop over to valveperformance.com today to make sure you check out what they got. It's going to make you better and to do better by your athletes. Being a strength and conditioning professional requires constant pursuit of better knowledge, better methods, and better means. But what if there was a place where strength and conditioning coaches could learn from some of the most innovative practitioners in the world, such as Jeff Moyer, Lachlan Wilmot, William Wayland, James the Thinker Smith, and Kierwenham Flatt? Well, you can find multiple lectures from each of these top-level coaches and a few lectures and examples from yours truly as well, all in the Strength Coach Network. The Strength Coach Network is going to bring you well over 100 different lectures from some of the top practitioners in the world to be your one-stop shop for your continuing education and professional development. So hop on over to strengthcoachnetwork.com/CVASP today and get your 48-hour trial for only $1. That's strengthcoachnetwork.com/CVASPS to get your 48-hour trial for only $1. I look forward to seeing you in the Strength Coach Network.
Hey everybody, it's Chris McCormick coming at you with this week's edition of My Thoughts Monday. Wanted to discuss a little bit today about the Seminar 2020, and now that Jay has released the presenters for the upcoming year, just talk a little bit about what I hope to talk about in Richmond in July. And just to start with, cannot thank Jay enough for the opportunity. It's a blessing and an honor to be able to be on stage, not only with the group of presenters, but also to follow up all the great people that have talked the past several years. And as someone that's been an attendee, it's been probably the best learning opportunity I have had, not only through the people that are there presenting, but also the people that come to Richmond to learn, and the humility of people that come. I just believe it's one of the best opportunities you're going to find in terms of continuing education. So I hope to see a lot of people there, and hopefully I can deliver some information that is actionable and things that you can take home that very next Monday and apply to your situation. But more importantly, I want to talk a little bit about the topic of results, and something I hope to speak on a little bit in July, as this is kind of a topic that is discussed in strength and conditioning. You see it throughout social media and things like that of what people are doing now, and it's amazing to see people are sharing those things more. But I think within the presentation realm and the clinic realm, a lot of people are not sharing in detail as much, which I hope to see change a little bit over the next few years. But if you were to give my presentation a topic, I would probably sum it up in one phrase of showing is greater than knowing. And that's one thing I'm seeing as I'm getting older as a coach. And maybe that's just me being willing to share whatever I got. You can have anything that I've done. That people are more apt to sharing a knowledge that they're reading about, quotes from books, quotes from people, just snippets of exercises that they're doing, and not actually showing per se a result or the intention to why they're actually doing it. And I was actually on the phone the other day with one of the other presenters, and we were discussing this topic of results, and we got on the topic of social media and how people are taking means and methods from different books, different ideas, learning it from somebody that learned it from somebody else, and how and why they're applying it to their situation. And this person's also worked with people that I never even knew they worked with, and them discussing the means and methods that they've used with that person over time. And one of the quotes I heard recently, I think sums up this idea and kind of got my mind racing a little bit. It says, truth and reality are not subject to your feelings. And talking about from the idea of truth and reality, some of the things that we do with even in the realm of strength and conditioning, how much are your feelings tied to what you actually do? And I hope that through my presentation, I can show you actionable steps. Like I said, I hope I can show you A plus B equals C. This is where the person started. This is what we decided to do. And these are the results we got. Or what we like to say is we have people, start with people, we have a process, or we're preparing them for some type of performance. And we're going to learn from that and restart, which most people do. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing that you're not going to hear about, but people sharing that more and actually showing that entire thing, and maybe even more not being afraid to show that entire thing, I hope you can take from my presentation, but it hopefully expands upon other people. But more importantly, I hope when I present, and not only about what we've done with student athletes, but maybe what my coaches and staff and I discuss and what we're trying to improve from a personal side, a professional side, and even the technical side of coaching. But even that personal side of outside of coaching, actionable steps you can do to maybe have a better outside life. I'm married, I have children. I want things that I can give examples to that I've actually done and have an actual result for that stuff too. Because we so much talk about holistically, we want to develop athletes, but what about holistically developing ourselves so we can be better for student athletes? So I hope those are really the major things you can take away. And most of all, you can take it, if it's the PowerPoint, the presentation, whatnot, and bring it back to your situation. But I think it all goes into your situation, because within your situation, what can you actually apply and what can you not apply and what can you actually do? And I want to leave you with three things. And when we were having this discussion, I wrote these three things down because I think these are pretty crucial to what at least I'm seeing within strength and conditioning. And are you discussing more about what you think or what you're actually seeing? And especially within the population that you have. Are you discussing more about what you're reading or maybe more about what you're experiencing? And that's even taking things out of a book and applying it, or are you actually even looking at the population that you have or the people you're working with, and are those methods and means the right thing to apply to them? And even more from the psychological sense is, are you discussing more about what you believe or what your mindset is as a coach? But more importantly, have you even thought more about the people that you serve and what their mindset is? And it kind of summed up into, we talk so much with strength and conditioning coaches of having X, Y, and Z, like if we could do this, or we have this exercise, or if we learn this new thing, it's going to help. But more importantly is, even if you had the truth, you had all the answers, are you actually getting that across to the people that you're working with? Do you even actually get that to them where they understand, where you feel you have everything right, but you can never get that communication correct? And I think it's just important with anything that we do, and I'm sure it will be shared by a lot of the speakers, that it's not just always about the principles, but it's also what you're doing and how you're doing it, so you can see the timeline. And I know, speaking for myself, that's the way I think. So when I see people talk about things, I want to see actually what they're doing, but I also want to see what the results are. And I hope that my discussion can be an open, honest discussion. So at the end of the presentation, people raise their hand, they ask the questions, so much as that we've seen at the seminar, and I can get exposed, I can hopefully get things questioned, so hopefully it will change for the better for my student athletes, because it's not about me, it's about the people that I serve around me and what's best for them. And with the tremendous amount of people that attend, I can selfishly get those answers to improve myself as a coach, but also improve those processes so my inputs are better and I get ultimately a better output so we can have more sustainable success. So thank you for your time, guys. I look forward to next year in July.